Welcome back to the channel, the FallenGiantz podcast. We're back with another video, and today there is three of us and a face that's only featured once. How you doing, Michael?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Quite brave, actually, to come on, because what we're about to discuss is obviously not too good for you guys so far.
I said we'll catch him at his lowest. To be fair, Michael, what did you say? You appear like once or twice a year in it.
Mate. I like the Undertaker, mate. Comes twice a year, still the show. It's me, man.
For any context to the viewers, Michael's a Chelsea fan. That's why we referenced that. And this is effectively the FallenGiantz review of the weekend. We're obviously live on YouTube now. And
to be fair, Michael featured on one of my most viewed vids.
Literally. When Tuchel got sacked.
Yeah, when Tuchel got sacked, innit? That's when we got you on.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to hear your thoughts from where you are now.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
having Potter take over.
What do you want to start with? Potter in general or the game in particular?
Well, I don't know. What did you guys want to do first?
I think we go the game and then we'll move on to how it is on the Potter in general.
Well, so I missed the first half.
Of course you did.
I was asleep. I was asleep. I went out on the Saturday, so I missed the first half. But I caught the second half. But I've rewatched the whole game, and we didn't start. We didn't start at all. It was just Arsenal from what I saw as well. There lacks fight, just lacks fight and lacks creativity as well. And okay, look, we're missing about 13 players or something stupid like that for injury, but still, there's no excuse. And you can't be playing like that at home. Arsenal had like 58% possession. In 90 minutes of football at Stamford Bridge, where I think you only won twice in 9 years or something before.
You're not used to this, are you? You're not used to this kind of like.
Yeah, it's not that. It's the fact that before we always had big names, big attitudes, big players, people that could change the game. Now we've got nothing. It's just no one wants to take the balls by the horn.
Yeah, but remember, you used to bully Arsenal, innit? That used to be the narrative.
That's what I mean.
That used to happen. Yeah. I feel like this was the roles reversed. Like this was roles reversed.
Yeah, we got bullied.
Yeah.
We got bullied. We were shit.
You lot are gonna have to run me through this because I missed the game. I only watched highlights anyway because it's when I was working anyway. So you lot, Chaz can run me through most of it as well. I know that Arsenal dominated. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, we got battered.
Yeah,
it was a 1-0 battering, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically one of them where on another day we could have took more, but 1-0 battering is a good little line there. Yeah, Michael's pretty much right. Chelsea they didn't really come out for their fans. They didn't do anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Aubameyang, whether you like him or not, giving all the stuff in, I know it's BT promoted, but
I said that to Nick, and I even put it on Twitter as well when they did that video. I commented and saying, "No, we're getting battered."
Yeah.
We're getting battered. It was obvious. But to be fair, with Aubameyang, right, when he gets a service, I think he's all right. I think he plays well. He didn't get any service. He got nothing.
Yeah, see, that's really for weird. Me. Just a little segment, Chaz. For me, that's the difference. Like between him and Jesus, you'd much rather have Jesus, wouldn't you, than Aubameyang in your team?
Yeah,
because
even
if Aubameyang may get more goals, Jesus brings more to the team in general.
Yeah, whereas that for me, I'd rather a striker that scores goals.
Okay, you're different. Are you not gutted you didn't get Jesus? I know a few Chelsea fans that are because you were in the running for him. You Spurs.
Yeah, we were. I think he would have done the exact same at Chelsea than he's done at Arsenal. But
for me, Chaz, Michael would be the type that he's very impatient, aren't you? As well, I feel like you'd get annoyed that he can't finish as well as you want.
No,
because, Chaz, I for me personally, I love him because he's my type of striker. Yeah, but he can't. He's not a clinical finisher. Even Chaz knows that as well. He misses so many chances, and it annoys me. And it's been how many Premier League games has
Well,
been?
he missed one in the first half.
Exactly.
Yeah, he missed that header. To be fair, I thought he was going to score that header.
But the thing is, that on the flip side, Arsenal don't get their goal if it wasn't for him. That's the thing as well. Literally, he nicked the ball to Silva and got the corner, which led to the goal.
Yeah, the argument to that is if that's the sort of player we wanted, we shouldn't have even gone for him anyway. We should have kept Werner, because Werner would have done the exact same thing.
I get the angle you're coming from. I get that. I don't think Werner's as good as him, but I get the angle you're coming from. He's a nuisance.
Yeah,
he's a nuisance.
Do you want a nuisance up top, or do you want someone that can finish a ball? Give him one chance.
Well, I think the thing for me is what I've liked about him is I don't know if he necessarily would have been as big an impact for you guys, but what we're seeing at Arsenal is the amount of work and creativity that he gives us from not getting his own numbers, but he's making the likes of Martinelli and Saka bring the numbers, or Xhaka, or whoever. He's bringing players around him to score the goals.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing that we're seeing at Arsenal is a lot of the goal. We haven't got a Haaland with 20 goals this year. We've got 5 or 6 players that have a few here and there.
It's very Firmino-like, isn't it? For Liverpool, it's just very similar when he was in his peak. It really does remind me of that.
And it really is probably a bit harsh, because even Firmino, when in that real, all right, you can have questions about him now or wherever, but in that reel where it was just the 3, Mane, Salah and him, he probably didn't get a lot of credit at all. So
no, he was the glue though. He was
the
glue.
He was glue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And still pitched in with, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but 10.
Yeah, he still had numbers. He still got decent numbers. Yeah.
It's a bit frustrating. It is a bit frustrating because, Chelsea haven't had a good striker since Diego Costa. Think about it.
Yeah, or Giroud.
Yeah, but Giroud was more of a super sub. Bring him. I love Giroud.
He shouldn't really have been a super sub. He should have really been a starter. Yeah.
You say that, but the games he did start, he didn't really do much.
Giroud's a weird one. Giroud's a funny one because all 3 of us actually rate him just as equally. Yeah, we all rate him highly, but he's one of them that can go through. Every striker go through barren spells, but. I mean, even in Arsenal, when they could have won the league, in when Leicester won it, Giroud went through a big spell without scoring as well.
Yeah.
But he's class. But but you're right. You have not had a proper goal scorer since Costa.
No, but it's because
you thought you were going to get it in Lukaku, but I mean,
no, Nick. I said.
No, I mean Chelsea in general though.
Chelsea in general, but I knew he was going to flop. I knew it. There was something. I don't know what it is, but. There was something in me that knew he was going to flop. But I mean, he started off well. But
for a Chelsea fan, I've got a question. For a Chelsea fan. Are you, whether I don't know who you blame or if you are going to blame anyone, managers, players, whatever, but are you disappointed that once we went 1-0 up, you couldn't? It felt to me like obviously naturally you're going to, start to become get a bit more possession. You're going to start to create chances, but I didn't feel you created enough in the last, say, 20 minutes where
no, we didn't.
Where I like the Arsenal where I'm looking, lots of people are saying Arsenal are a real deal, Arsenal are this, Arsenal are that. I'm looking for them moments where we're really under pressure and can we get out there? And I don't think Chelsea put us under it.
That's testament to you though, Chaz. That's testament to Arsenal also.
Of course,
Because I feel Chaz, I've noticed Chaz say this in the past few podcasts where he's like, you've got to go through phases of the game where you're under pressure. But if you're great teams, they really stifle that. And it's like, for example, City, they don't really get that level of pressure. Like you kind of stop that from happening, which is
even against Fulham. They went down to 10 men against Fulham City and still had 80% possession. That's the difference. Yeah. No, but that's what I mean. That's the difference between a quality elite team and not. But then again, it's a mindset as well. It comes from the manager.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Guardiola, when they went down to 10 men and they went into the dressing room, Guardiola said to them, I don't give a shit. You are getting that ball and you're playing football. No excuses. No sitting back.
The game plan.
That is the mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Whereas Chelsea don't have that.
What I'm seeing at the moment is, and I actually like, Nick's had lots of Nick and Ollie take the piss because I'm a Potter fan, but
yeah,
I was a little bit worried for his behalf that once you get the ball into the likes of Jorginho, and whether you want it to be Jorginho or not, picking it up from the midfield, it sort of looked like there wasn't much idea from a lot of players where to go. It's just sort of a bit like turn back, go back to the defence.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, that's my. I hate that. But sideways. Yeah, I get it. You're meant to
retain the ball.
Yeah.
And I know probably Kovacic is your player to do that, so he came on.
Yeah, he's the transition guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was like we were playing at the Emirates.
Yeah,
that's what it was like. We were the away team at home.
Funny enough, we've won the last 3 times at the Bridge.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was saying to Michael, it's losing the Stamford Bridge for me was the most feared stadium to go to when I was growing up. Yeah, and it's losing that fear factor as a fortress, isn't it? It really is. Like even United haven't lost there in 6 years now as well. Like it used to be one of them that if you got out there with a point, you fucking be buzzing.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think maybe, if you want to go deep into it, the fans as well. So Chelsea are becoming more corporate.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more money you get, the more corporate you get. And, if you get casual fans going to the game, it doesn't really give that same...
The atmosphere,
the atmosphere. Yeah. Obviously, look, don't get me wrong. It's that when it goes right, Stamford Bridge is still, they blow the roof off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's not many ultras. Like you said, Harry went to the game, didn't he? And he said that it was diabolical.
Yeah, you have that famous chant, Chaz, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea,
I love it.
Yeah. But it's.
That chant is about as creative as your team.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's a weird one, But the thing is, we can beat Villa, but we just can't beat Arsenal. If that makes sense.
No. That's not act as if you lot didn't get out of fucking jail. If Kepa wasn't a fucking saving that game, mate, you would have kept Gerrard in the job, and we would have beat them the other day as well.
See, look, it all happens for a reason, doesn't it? But no, on another note, it just no one's got leadership. I don't think anyone's got leadership. I don't think they care.
Like Chaz knows this Arsenal turnover, losing to Arsenal it pains you in it. Like that really is one of your worst that might be your worst of the year, isn't it? Like
I said, look, if we lose 36 games of the season and get relegated, if we finish with 6 points, it's because those 6 points have been against Arsenal. I don't care.
It kills you. Like it's you grew up despising Arsenal, and it like it just is one of them things. Yeah. Fans are fucking pricks. Let's be honest as well. Yeah. So,
but look, football changes, man.
Cycles, bro.
It does cycle. Yeah, massively.
This is for me the start of. I told you the Arsenal cycle is in full effect now.
Do you reckon Arteta can maintain it?
Yeah, do
you think he's got the experience to?
Yeah, but he doesn't need the experience. This is his experience. He's gone through all that. He's going through it as we speak. Like he's gonna create. He's gone through bad times already. We've seen it. 8th from 5th place, and I only won an FA Cup against you lot. Funny enough, in between that, he's going through these rough times to get to the good time. This is it. This is what you have to bear through with, and this is what happens when you trust someone, and the beneficiaries of it.
We have this conversation we have had this conversation.
It's a regular thing
quite a few times, and I think where me and Nick are both at. Nick's in the sense that we will be we're in a title challenge. We can push City at least past. We sort of gauge the 30 game mark is something that was brought on this show. And from my point of view, even if we finish second, I think City win and will be within, what did I say, 10 points?
10 points, yeah. 10 point gap.
10 point gap comes.
I think Chaz is more hesitant because he's a fan, whereas what the fuck? Sorry, one sec. I just seen the comment that we got.
I haven't looked at the comments.
Chaz, come and look at this. Michael already can't even see it.
Oh yeah, I've seen the comments.
Yeah, we've got.
What's the comment?
Well, basically, we've got. I think we've got a bot in the fucking comments because we've got 69 girls.x. Yeah, it says new site with hot girls. This is. Do you know what it is? It's Michael's other tab that he's got up. Yeah, it's sent like. It's sent,
oh shit! I forgot to close that shit. Fuck. Yeah, it's a Thai massage place. I was trying to get a massage.
I've got one next door at work actually.
Oh, I might check it out. Might as well, isn't it? Oi.
Oh, don't bait my location.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Back to football.
Where were we at? What were we talking about?
You said that. I think I'm probably like I won't admit it, or I'm hurt as a fan. So
I won't admit it.
I get it.
I won't.
If I was a United fan, I am a United fan, but if I was in that position, I'd be a bit more hesitant as well. But because from an outside point of view, it's so easy. I don't have any pressure on it. I can just say what I want about it, and I don't really face the repercussions like that. But
yeah,
from an outside point of view, is as I said in previous podcasts, sometimes you can get a better insight from someone that's not your fan, like someone outside of your fan base.
For me, it's like I won't say it, but if you beat Man City, I'll say, yeah, I think Arsenal are going to win it. Man City, they're the barge pole. If you beat them,
100%.
There's more than if you get the double over Man City and you do well for the season.
I mean, they don't even have to get the double as long as they beat them in one of the games at least as well.
Well, I don't know. I think because they're that good.
Michael, you can't say that because they beat Liverpool, Spurs, and Chelsea, and if they get one win out of two against City, that's impressive enough as it is. Liverpool barely get 1 out of 2 against City, even they're in their title challenging campaigns.
Did they not do the double over City when they won it?
No. Liverpool they beat City in Champions League quite a lot, but in the Premier League, like they don't beat City often. Like it's not like it's rare that they do the double over City. Liverpool.
Well, look, if you beat City in general, then I'll say, okay, look, I think Arsenal are going to win it.
You know my opinion. I don't think they need to beat City anyway. That's always the way I'm going about it. Like, as long as they keep doing what
you think it's more of a title chart. Like, you're not saying that we're going to win it, though, are you? Or you aren't?
No. I don't want to go out on a limb and say that, but if there's a little point, a little turning point where it clicks in my head that you're going to win it, I'll say it. But I still believe you're going to go all the way 30, 34, 35 games or whatever. Yeah.
I think we'll finish 8th. No, I don't know. I think probably 6th. I think.
No. You'll continue. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to really gauge at the minute.
I mean, one thing that will be pretty certain is I'd imagine you'd spend a lot of money in January again. So
really,
will we though?
So, Chaz, you think so? I don't know. They've really splashed the cash recently. I don't know if they can.
I don't know if maybe unless Potter brings in some. I mean, we're getting it in Cuckoo next year.
Yeah, they've really got.
But I think they can. I think they will.
Yeah, but I know this sounds really salty, but when is FFP then going to come in as well?
No, don't worry about FFP. It don't exist.
No. But like they spent so much money, in the last couple of years. Think about the window of Ziyech, fucking Havertz, and all that lot, yeah.
Yeah, but
then they got this window on top of that as well, yeah. Like,
but that was after a transfer embargo, so we didn't.
Yeah, a transfer embargo where you still signed a player. So like you got, I swear, you got
a loophole.
Yeah, no. You'd already pre-agreed, and you got Kovacic from a loan into a permanent.
Yeah,
and you signed Pulisic before the ban as well, and just before the ban as well. So you've already got 2 players in a transfer.
Also, I'm pretty sure they're not on the list. So with FFP, a number of clubs go into investigation, and then it takes another year for that investigation to be over. So even if they got investigated in January, it'd be next year that they get any sanctions.
Yeah, potentially.
But
I don't know.
I get your point, but I mean, this is the problem. I've never agreed with FFP because I never feel like anything ever happens from it. So
it's become a bit of a joke, to be honest. But no one takes it seriously anymore.
And you can't see, like, as much as I don't know if we're going to mention Newcastle on this pod, but as much as we like what they're doing and stuff like that, but it's not stopping big owners with stupid money coming and buying.
They haven't spent that much money though.
No, don't get me wrong. They've made life hard for Newcastle. Like they haven't treated Newcastle like they've made it hard for them to really. See the way City and Chelsea done it. They're making life difficult for Newcastle. Remember, they were supposed to be bought out a year prior to when they were bought out, and they were making it all difficult. The Premier League didn't want it happening. I'm assuming some of the other big six were trying to stop that from happening as well and stuff like that because they don't want no more competition.
Yeah, true.
But we've got them next week.
Back to the game, and like I've seen a few. Obviously, I watched the highlights, extended highlights, and I'm not gonna lie. There's a few Chelsea players that need like. You need to be. I think you need to just be real and just. There's too many. Every fan base has it. There's too many players that fans are attached to for not good enough reasons. I feel like there's too many players that just get away with too much shit. I don't know. What players, Michael, that you are fully done with and you want cutting out of? Like
Pulisic's one of them.
Yeah,
Pulisic's one. It could be a Champions League final. Yeah. He could have been squared to an open goal, and he'd miss it. I'm telling you, he would blast it over. He'd shin it wide.
Yeah,
he'd scuff it. He's just unreliable. He's good. He gets himself in good positions, but he's just got no end product. And he's pacey as well. That's about it.
Jorginho, again, you said he just...
Yeah. Jorginho. I don't know why we didn't play Zakaria against Arsenal.
I was a bit confused about that because he had a good game in Champions League.
He had a great game. He should have, he got a goal and he played really well.
Michael, I was already saying,
you reward him by not paying him.
Even Armando Broja, why are you not playing him more? Like you need to get more game time.
I mean, you could. Look, obviously against Arsenal, he wasn't going to drop a bamming after all that.
No, I know, but in general, he's not. He's giving Broja junk minutes. Basically, so he's not giving him enough minutes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he's pacey, he's strong.
And Michael, he's the type of number 9 that you want. Yeah, exactly. He's a proper number 9.
You'll see. I'm sorry. At this stage of Aubameyang's career, Broja is much better than him.
He's much more.
You'll be so much more hopeful of having a striker up there if you play Broja.
100%. That 100. They need to put him in the team.
Is there any question marks about Havertz? I mean, there's a lot of games where I know he's a Champions League goal winner, but they
can't get out their heads, Chaz.
Yeah.
They can't get a goal out of their heads.
It's not that I think he's. I don't know what it is. He just looks tired. He just needs to take. I think he just needs a couple weeks off.
No.
Literally, just don't play it.
That's bollocks. That's bollocks. That's all shit.
No,
mate, he's had the last 2 years off. Fucking.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird because I love Kai Havertz, but he doesn't help himself. He doesn't prove people wrong. All right, he'll get a goal here and there.
Like he scored a great goal against Zagreb a few weeks ago. Not Zagreb. Was it Zagreb? No, it was fucking Who was the game, man? Away from home, he put it in the top bins. He hit the crossbar.
I think it was Zagreb.
No, it was Salzburg. It was Salzburg.
Yeah. But all right, fair enough. That's once, but
I know
that should hopefully give you the confidence to.
It's about consistency, in it. It's all about. It's no good. I said it about Mason Mount as well.
Mason Mount.
He's either great or he's shit. That's the thing.
Yeah, a lot of Chelsea fans need to get off his dick a little bit. Money Mace. I don't like. He'll get a couple of assists, and then the people, we're the haters. And then the next game will go missing. That's it. That's the problem.
Fickle, man. They're so fickle. These football fans, I swear. Too much attachment to these players. Too much. We'll get into it obviously when we talk about United in a bit and Arsenal and that. It's too much attachment to too many players, man. Like you don't even need to do much for fans to love you anymore. I feel like it's just too much lovey-dovey shit with these players.
Yeah, get rid of him. But then again, mate, just get rid of him.
Get rid of who?
Mace, Money Mace.
I think you need him because you can get rid of him, but your second choice is Pulisic and Ziyech. So
the thing about Ziyech, right? His attitude is horrible. He's got such a shit attitude. It's like an entitlement.
everything you look at what Arsenal are doing in their team and the way they're on board with everyone, Ziyech is the opposite. There's a lot of players that Arteta would get rid of in that team because his attitude, ironically, like Aubameyang, and you've ended up having him. I think it's a shocking transfer. I'm not going to lie. Actually, I actually think it's an absolute farce.
Didn't they bring him in just for Tuchel and then they sacked him the day later or something?
Even if it was for Tuchel, it's still not good enough for Tuchel. That isn't. That's still not good enough.
I agree.
What a waste of time that is. That deal, honestly. How can you look into the future with him up front? There's no future with him there.
And you put him in London, where there was a lot of things about he's more interested in his cars, his clothes, and all stuff like that.
He is, man.
Yeah,
he is.
True.
He might get you some numbers, but he doesn't care if Chelsea do anything this year.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. What about Raheem Sterling as well? Because I want to talk about him as well.
I never wanted Sterling at Chelsea. I did not want Sterling at Chelsea. I didn't rate him as a signing because he's getting towards the end of his career.
Everyone will think we're being so reactionary in this thing, but it's not. Their window's been poor, and this is why they are where they are at the minute, and they're not where we think. Like what did we say?
Sterling's played. I think Sterling's played too many games.
Chelsea should be, if they'd done things correctly, they'd be in a title race. Like if they kept Tuchel, for example, like you were saying, and they invested wisely, they could be in a title race, but. Transfers like this, it doesn't help at all, honestly.
It's a waste of money. It's a complete waste of money, man.
The amount of hate I've had, Chaz, down the years about giving Sterling slack, it's ridiculous. Just because he's been putting up numbers at City didn't blind me to the player he is. It doesn't blind me. It doesn't. I'm sorry. We've seen it for we'll get into World Cup shows later on in the month and that as well. He should not be starting for England. Like, I don't care. I don't care what people think. I really don't give a shit, to be honest. He's just not good enough. He's not. And City, Pep was was papering over a lot of cracks in his game and that City system. Now he's the big fish. It sounds bad. Chelsea aren't a small pond, but now he's meant to be the main guy at a club. He ain't that guy. He ain't got it. He's not a Hazard. He can't take the game by the scruff of the neck. He's not that type of player.
No. He's not.
Who do you actually want to see introduced? Like, if you was to pick the start, I don't know, a 4-3-3 next game, who are you looking to be? Because I know I understand the likes of Reece James and that would be on the list, but they're not available.
And Chilwell.
What are you?
He's going to be picking players he don't ideally want in his future.
Look, because Kovacic is.
And then that's on Potter to make
injured.
The best out of poor players, right?
So 4-3-3. So it would have to obviously. Kepa's injured, so Mendy's got to be in goal.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the right, it would probably be Aspie because he can play on the right. And then
this is tragic already.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been Reece James, isn't it?
You named two players, and I feel sick.
I think Koulibaly's injured, isn't he? So it's got to be.
I don't know.
Chalobah and Silva.
Chalobah, Silva, and then Cucurella on the left.
Who's had a shocking start to his Chelsea career?
Yeah. It's been shocking.
No, it is. I don't care as well. So no, I think he'll come good, but I don't care. Like, he's had a shocking start. Have you not seen that clip of him hugging Xhaka?
Yeah.
That was shambolic.
That's Maguire levels of defending. That's what he will get memed and clipped up for. That is his own shit. Like, he was literally hugging Xhaka, did not move. He didn't move a toe. He didn't move his body at all. He's watched it go in.
Yeah. It's pretty shit at the moment, mate. But I'd actually chuck Zakaria.
Yeah, I think I would. I think he's worthy of a start, whether that works or not. I don't know.
Mate. Physicality? Is it mainly for his physicality?
As literally just to sweep up the ball.
Do you know what?
There.
I know Michael has a bit of bias towards Zakaria because he's a career mode kind of legend for him.
Yeah. As that holding midfielder, mate. But even like he's got the strength and he can pass the ball. Kante, to be fair to him, I love him, but his distribution is shambolic. He can't pass the ball. He can't pass. He's good at running around and winning tackles and everything, but what's the point in doing that if you try and play through ball and you miss it? Do you know what I mean?
Was a cheeky Zakaria Kovacic little double pivot?
To be fair to him, I said 4-3-3, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I don't know if you 4-2-3-1, whatever. Yeah.
All right. So if it was a 4-3-3, it would be the Zakaria, the holding, and then I'd have to.
Cover.
You'd have to do. Yeah, it'd have to be Kovacic.
And Mount then.
I'd probably do Gallagher, just to give him a run of games. I know he's been a bit shit, but I think that should do confidence.
He's got energy. He's just not my type.
That's what I mean.
I know what he is. He's like a Jordan Henderson type player. He is his own shit. But yeah. Listen, I know his game. He has limitations. That's it. Like if you want to play him, play him. But
I'd play Gallagher as well.
And then it'd have to be just keep Sterling. Fuck him as a right wing back. Just keep him or a left wing back. So just keep him on the left. And then I'd have Broja, and on the right,
tough, man. When you get up to that top line for Chelsea, the front line is really hard to pick from, isn't it?
This is where I'd have Mount for me.
Yeah, I'd have Mount over Ziyech because
Sterling, Mount, and Broja, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can dig that. I could dig that, but
it can change a little bit as well. It's a little bit flexible if you want to push Sterling up into a 2.
Yeah, especially when all of a sudden when you get Nkunku into that later down the line, then it starts good. Yeah.
But that would be the starting 11 for Newcastle.
On current form and like how you're going, I can't see how people can warrant Jorginho, Havertz,
Loftus-Cheek,
Pulisic.
So the thing about Loftus-Cheek, right? He's very good at holding the ball.
No, he's very good. Loftus-Cheek reminds me of so many United players down the years that you hold on to, the fan base hold on to, injury prone and shit. I've been but Loftus-Cheek's concentration isn't at the top level. Like he loses concentration too much.
I think he's good with the ball at his feet.
He is. He's talented.
The mentality, the football brain.
Yeah,
is really, and the thing that pisses me off, he's always got his head down.
Yeah.
He's always playing with his head down. He doesn't look up.
Players at our clubs, we all have these players. Yeah, that just frustrate the. For me, talent-wise, he's great. He's physical.
He's brilliant. He can hold the ball. He can
get the ball from one end of the pitch to the other. He's quality.
He can run. He's got no end product.
Top level mentality, does he? Like that football brain, like we were talking about.
His decision making is piss poor. It's championship level.
Yeah. Perfect. Come on then, when you're winning the game, just so you can hold the ball.
Well.
So bring him off the bench.
To cap off the Chelsea kind of topic, like where are you at with Potter? Like, what are you saying, like for the rest of the season, kind of thing? Well, you might not come on for the rest of the season, so we might have to fucking ask you that in advance.
I mean, the break's obviously going to be key, I suppose. I know you've probably got.
I think look, you can't really. Okay, to be fair, in the style of play, there's no difference to when Tuchel was there. Like the headlessness of. I mean, in the first two games, there was a bit of change where we actually tried to play the ball forward, especially against AC Milan. We played really well at the San Siro, but that's what I mean. It was quick passing football. We actually went forward rather than fucking backwards.
Yeah.
But recently, it's gone back to pass it round sideways, try and all this bullshit passing on the fucking edge of the box, man. Just get it in the fucking box.
Do you think Potter overcomplicates things in a minute as well?
He tries to be like against you. Like he played 2 midfield, and we had to make an early. I don't know why.
I was speaking to Harry, a Chelsea fan we were talking about. Yeah, I was speaking to him, and he was saying he's trying. I respect Potter because he is kind of the hipster's choice of manager, wasn't he, before he joined Chelsea? Yeah.
Yeah.
But is he overcomplicating things by this flexibility of Sterling at wing back?
That's what I don't get.
I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. That's what I don't get. Cucurella, is he left centre back? Is he left wing back? Kind of thing as well. It's a bit too all over the place. Whereas I look at the polar opposite, and we were talking about this game at Arsenal. That they do have intricacies. Arteta is tactically, he's there, and we see the fullbacks tuck into midfield, and there is clever little intricacies in his style of play, but. Also with Arsenal, there's an element of simplicity that works. They know their roles. You kind of know the patterns of playing now, what they're going to do, similar to City. And it's very simple, but very effective.
That's because he's had 3 years with the players.
Obviously, this is the point. 3 years worth. We have to take this into account with Arsenal. It took 3 years to get to this point, as well. And it requires behind the scenes to be on board with each other. It's a lot. It's a big project that needs to go. Everyone needs to be on board. I see the likes. Just saw Michael take a thing out of vape there. That was fucking. Sorry. That's the first channel. Yeah.
My argument.
Wait. Let me just land here as well. Yeah, is that we see Saka and Ødegaard. We know the relationships. We know Jesus comes in and brings others into play. Arsenal is like watching the same game over and over again, like we did with City. But you can't stop it. I don't know what you think, Chaz. We see it's simple. It's a bit more simplistic than people think, with a few intricacies involved, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing with I know it hasn't worked on that. I think he's tried to implement Brighton tactics to Chelsea, basically, or you can call it his tactic. His tactic,
yeah,
came from Brighton, but yeah,
do they not have the personnel that Brighton?
I think for me,
the coachable players, like the coachable players.
That's what I mean.
Like
realistically, he has to realise that at Sterling's, even whether we rate him or not, at this time of Sterling's career, he's not a right wing back about some random guy to him coming in and trying to teach him how to play wing back. I don't think so.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I don't know what you think, Michael. Respect. Potter has a lot to do to gain respect.
That's what I was going to say.
He's not done anything major yet in his career.
Yeah, but so with me, my point to all this whole thing, right? When we got rid of Lampard, Chelsea legend, cult hero, everything like that, well respected.
It's not unnecessary. I don't know why.
Anyway, mate, the greatest midfielder in Premier League history, all of that, right?
Fuck me. So we'll get you on another video about that.
Yeah. Well, for now, that's the truth, isn't it? So anyway, when he got sacked, right, we brought in Thomas Tuchel, right? Yeah. Now he came in with a level of class because of what he's done at Dortmund, PSG, and the way he plays football. But the difference between Tuchel knew he didn't have time to fuck around with the players. So he played the team in their actual positions, and it actually worked out well. All he did was just change the way we defended, and he made small changes that impacted on a big thing. Potter's come in with that lack of experience, but all credit to him that if he's got the ability to do it, fair play. But he doesn't have time to tinker with the team. But he's trying to tinker with the team during a Premier League season. Granted, he hasn't had the time. He will have the time when it comes to the World Cup and pre-season. Yeah. But he shouldn't be tinkering and trying to change people now.
Yeah,
he should, because it's not going to work.
There's no need to panic. There's no need to panic yet. Nowhere near. Nowhere near
panicking. But
it's more about. It's more probably about Chelsea as a club more than Potter, really, actually, at the minute. Like, as in, similar to the way United are. Like, Chelsea have got it wrong in the window. For the last few years, they have. There's a lot of waste of players anyway down the, and it's a bit of a mess at the minute. Is it a whole heap of shit of players that have played under about 3-4 managers now.
And you won't like it, but whilst you're trying to get it right and get your manager in and all the ownership's gone through and all that business, teams like Arsenal are going on the right trajectory and starting.
Arsenal are miles ahead of Chelsea right now. They're actually there's streets ahead.
Because of organisation. There's a belief. Chelsea haven't got belief. Arsenal have got belief. There's a difference, but that comes in the stability that Arteta's had for 3 years. We haven't had stability for 3 years.
Yeah,
that's the difference. But I think Potter, obviously, look, it will, when he gets his players in. That's if he gets his players in. He might want something, but Todd Bowley's thinking of merchandise. So he's thinking of no, let's get Cristiano Ronaldo in. Trying to get the numbers in rather than what Potter wants. It depends if they can work together.
Don't want Ronaldo in, mate. At this point,
I know. To be fair, if we take him, get Champions League finals, nuts in the winner. I wouldn't mind that.
The best thing to come out his tenure so far is a sharp fade and a decent shape. Yeah, a decent shape up in it. He's definitely looking better.
Who, Potter or Ronaldo?
Yeah. Fucking hell. He looked like he looked a bit homeless at first.
At Brighton.
Yeah.
Look, I have faith, and also another thing that I don't particularly like is he's got a bit too much respect for the opponents. So what he said in his post-match, for the opponents, he's got
a bit more vim, like a bit more spite, like spitefulness.
Yeah, just a bit. Like fair enough. He said Arsenal deserved to win, which they did. But if you're the manager of a football club like Chelsea, if he was at Brighton, then obviously you say that because Brighton shouldn't really be exactly. But at Chelsea, I don't want to hear my manager coming out saying, "Yeah, to be fair, the opposition deserved to win." No, fuck that.
Yeah.
You put a team out to win. If you didn't win, then that's your fault. You have to say, we didn't perform good enough. Not that the opponent deserves it, because that means you didn't do your job properly. I need someone a bit more. But even Tuchel, when did Tuchel say the other team deserved to win?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I do think that comes because he isn't this top manager yet.
Yeah, that will come
once he wins.
I hope it comes in time.
If he won a big title or a Champions League or whatever, then he's got something to. Anyway, talking of Ronaldo, does that lead us into Nick's part of this story?
In that case, boys, I've got a work call now, so I'm going to have to head off.
It's actually a load of bollocks, but
no, it's not. It's not. I need to speak to a mortgage advisor for a client of mine, so I'm going to be heading off.
I see the way he was vaping. Chelsea have got him a bit too stressed at the minute. So you look worried when you.
He hasn't got time to talk about other teams. He's just got.
I need to speak to my.
Michael,
my boss anyway.
Pleasure, you got Man City on Wednesday and then Newcastle away at the weekend. So
I'm going.
Bring on the World Cup. Bring on the World Cup,
mate. Bring on the World Cup. City. I reckon we'll lose to City. Newcastle. We'll probably lose, but we'll probably scrape a draw.
What? I don't even know what that means, but it's fine. I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. No, we'll batter both of them, mate. Confidence.
So you've gone through all three different results, Chaz. He's got these.
We'll beat City. We'll beat City. We'll smash Newcastle. It's fine.
I've
Clip
actually
got. Clip this.
You sent me a text saying you lose 4-1, but anyway, that's
Miguel Almiron in it. He'll score a hat-trick. But anyway,
thanks for
having me.
Yeah, cheers.
We'll talk soon.
Cheers, mate. How you doing, mate?
All right, we move on to. I mean, listen, it was a longer than we anticipated for the Chelsea Arsenal, but then again, it's a rarity. He comes on anyway, so it's good that we get. He kind of is our Chelsea representative now. To be fair as well, so it's one of them. Yeah, so that's out of the way. I feel a bit bad that we didn't talk too much on Arsenal.
Yeah, but I think we've given Arsenal a lot of time, and as much as it might be increasing that we're getting past these hurdles, you can't.
There'll be plenty of times. We're going to have a lot more time to talk about Arsenal throughout the season as it cracks on as well. Now,
who knows? We've got one more game to be top for the World Cup. So
that will literally be our last preview review of the week now coming up. So that's it. All right.
Are we moving to your spot on the Sunday?
Yeah. Well, you got the scoreline right, but the wrong way round in the predictions.
Yeah. Aston Villa 3, Man United 1.
I'm going to need you to keep on predicting us to lose or draw so we can win, because if you keep predicting us to win, we're going to end up doing the opposite.
Yeah. It's true. To be honest, I think I used to, even when I was texting you all of last year, when I was confident you'd win, up and,
it's mad. It's mad. That's the way football works. But I said 1-1. So obviously you knew I was a bit hesitant going into this as well. Yeah. I was probably, it sounds really sad, but I was hopeful of the 1-1 maybe even as well.
Well, I think it definitely changed when you saw the lineups, right?
100%. I'm not gonna lie. When I looked at the lineup, I saw defeat. I just saw it straight away. It's hard to. And remember, Chaz, I was showing we hadn't lost to Villa at Villa Park since 1995. Yeah. We've actually Villa versus United is the most one-sided fixture in Premier League history. They've beat us 4 out of 54 times, which is mental. Like you know when these stats are there, you just know it's there. The current modern day United are breaking all the records for the wrong reasons at the minute as well. So unfortunately, I put it on Twitter, that new manager bounce is going to be felt at Villa Park today. It's going to be felt. And it was felt within 10 minutes. I actually caught only the second half because I was on my way home from work. I was on the Bet365 app, waiting for the bus, and we were 2-0 down. I was tempted to not go home. I was genuinely just tempted to just let the bus take me wherever it needs to take me, basically. So because
I remember getting a phone call. I didn't pick up from you. I think about kickoff. You obviously just left.
Well, I was gonna call you about maybe doing the Liverpool Spurs stream that we were.
Yeah, so you wanted to talk to me, but it was roughly about 2:00 when the game kicked off. And
yeah,
I saw the phone. I didn't get to answer.
Yeah,
and then within like 10 minutes, you were 2-0 down. And
you
I
know
think
what?
I
because people call me so negative, but I just get these feelings with United sometimes that, especially away from home, I just like, I don't know what it is. We just have at the minute, Chaz, I told you about our fragile mentality. We're a team that has bottle in us still. We can bottle things. Like it wasn't as bad as Brentford, but it was very reminiscent of the Brentford game. Do you know where we can see one? The second can come. The third, they actually missed a sitter with Buendia. That they could have been 3-0 up in 12 minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? United have the capability of falling apart. So, like we really have that, and that won't be ironed out anytime soon. And we said this in the preview this season, going into the season, that we're going to experience these moments. Yeah. And by the way, like this is not me excusing them, because in their moments as a fan, you can't help but get so angry and frustrated that you can't, like, you're blinded by the game on the day, aren't you? You're thinking it's the end of the world. It's so hard to get that out of your system. I got over it today already. I've got over it, but I told you throughout the day I hadn't eaten till late at night as well, because I was so stressed out and like, oh, for fuck's sake, just as things were going well, we really had a chance to go third place. And I was like, oh, wow, third place going into the World Cup. That's like quality, I was thinking, for us. And unfortunately, Villa deserved the win, mate. I watched the second half. I watched the highlights of the first half. We I don't know, like Villa just more up for it, and Emery outdone us again.
Yeah, I was going to pose a question. I know I've probably heard some of your thoughts on that. Of, do you feel, or is there reasoning around the lineup, like, or do you feel Ten Hag should get a little bit of? Is there anything against him there? I know I'm not saying anything drastic. I'm just saying.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, though. I'm really, really glad you brought that up. So there's two ways, as you said, I'm going to look at it. Lineup, unfortunately, we have injuries. We didn't have no Sancho, Martial, or Anthony. So, or Varane, for example. Like at the end, I think the result could have been different if we had them.
Bruno, he's suspended.
Yeah. Even Bruno to a certain degree as well. Yeah. So it is what it is. But you'll know I'm the last person to make excuses. Go and try. Like, I know we had Garnacho, a washed up Ronaldo, Rashford. They accommodated Rashford on the right hand side, which we've seen Rashford get back into form, and now we stick him out on the right. What?
Yeah, I don't understand.
This is why I don't rate that from Ten Hag. And do you know where this is? I'm leading to. This is all accommodating for Ronaldo. We need to stop doing the thing I rate about Ten Hag. Ronaldo walks off against Spurs in a great win, positive vibes, suspends him for the Chelsea game. Fantastic man management, disciplinarian, everything I want, a proper leader, a man. Why has he gone back on himself? Why is he now succumb to Ronaldo again? I know we have injuries, so maybe he doesn't. Martial would start ahead of him, for example. But I'm sorry, you've got to stamp your authority and set the tone and be consistent with it. Yeah, in the way you move. And I'd rather. Alanga's crap and he's a championship level player, but I'd rather have Alanga up top than Ronaldo. Or
Rashford up top.
Rashford up top. Yeah. Whoever, man, we can. There's ways around it. We can put players. We can change formation for the meantime until our players are back. But unfortunately, his persistence with playing Ronaldo is a detriment to him and our team. We're playing with 10 men, bro. We're 10 men at the minute. Unfortunately. The way it is, Chaz, we're playing with 10 men for as long as we start Ronaldo up there. So I have to criticize him for that. And people need to get out of their heads that you can still criticize someone but still back them. We live in a world that you can do that. And and he made a mistake. I think he made a mistake playing Lindelof. I think I said prior that Maguire should play more so against West Ham and Fulham because they're more physical. Remember, I said this in the podcast. So I think he should play against Fulham this week. But I still think
Realistically, though, if you're going to play Maguire against them two, surely you play him in the third game, like the one in between as well.
Get him running and
consistency.
Like, I know people clown Maguire, but he's not. He's okay. He's okay. He can do a job, man. He can do a job for us here, and he's a big brute, isn't he? At the end of the day, and we saw he was good against West Ham in the game before. So why drop him? What was the point? And we saw. I didn't get into it. We saw him play fucking Maguire up front on Thursday with Ronaldo. He threw him up front. But yeah, I have to blame Ten Hag for some of this. I have to. But direct more of the blame at the board because this is the state we're in right now. Like, this is the squad. Unfortunately, Dalot has played every minute of every game this season. 18 games, Chaz, not been dropped, not been taken off. That's not acceptable. Like that I have to give Dalot leeway for that. I have to, because that on any level of football, you can't maintain a level, can you, Chaz? You can't maintain that level of form. Like, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? He's been fantastic. But unfortunately, you're going to have drop-offs. You keep on playing. Who do we have as backup? Wan-Bissaka. And obviously, Wan-Bissaka's not part of his plans, so you don't want to play him. So, unfortunately, he's working with the tools he's been handed at the minute, Ten Hag. And I'm going to blame him particularly for this game. But obviously, to caveat this, I'll tell you one positive I took out of this. It was actually the post-match press conference from Ten Hag. It fills me with so much confidence, his post-match press conferences, whether we win or win or lose. Because when we win, he doesn't get carried away, and he actually picks at the faults in our win. So he's a perfectionist. When we lose, he doesn't hold back. He does not hold back when we lose. I quote him, he said, some of the things we done was stupid. He said the early crosses into Ronaldo were stupid plays. They weren't following the rules. He said the reason we lost the game because they were not following the rules. He said his own shit, and they completely lost their heads effectively. He didn't say it like that, but he was basically trying to say that. With things like that, that's my little positive out the loss. That is as well, because when you just know someone knows what they're talking about, if you know what I'm saying, or you just believe in someone, he is one of them that, remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? He was clueless when we won. He was just absolutely lost all the time. And he just had a smile on his face and everything was positive, whether we lost, drew, or we go again. Ten Hag ain't like that, is he? He's not that type of guy. He's a bit.
Yeah, from my point of view, it's you've seen a massive change quickly, but at the same time, he can't, in my opinion, can't work absolute miracles. So, part of a process or part of a project, whether you lot think Arsenal are past it or we're still in it or whatever, it's the same sort of thing. Like, Arsenal would have gone in the last few seasons, would have lost the game. And we said at the start of the year, I think you said that your expectation was 10 performances where you actually see a change in the team that you watch every week.
I think I've probably seen. All right, if we're going to include Europa League, maybe if you're going to be lenient, but I've seen a good first half against Chelsea, a good game against Spurs, and a good second half against Newcastle in recent weeks. I've seen, unfortunately, Chaz, you lot had it when you were holding the likes of, well, for namesake, Rob Holding was playing. Kolasinac, Guendouzi, Lacazette, Pepe, for example. Arteta still had to Bellerin. Arteta still had to put up with them until he could get his replacements in. So as much as he wanted to implement his system, he obviously didn't have the personnel to execute it. That's the thing. And unfortunately, the good as the manager is, they can only work with what they've got. And the players that have let us down in the last few years will continue to let us down no matter who's in charge. And I'm aiming at Lindelof, Ronaldo, Garnacho's young, so I will let him off. Because on you, I mean, De Gea. There's a few players here and there. Luke Shaw, even, and Rashford. They're not going to get away scot-free. They've been brilliant in brilliant form, but they've let us down. They've been part of us letting us down in the last few years. So yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. I'm broke. Like, it kills me. I hate it when United lose, but people, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go crazy about it, for God's sake. Because, I mean, I'd be the most fickle fan ever if I was started going all mental and being a hypochondriac.
Well, as much as there's some bad things that you'd still want to iron out and players you want to transition out, you're still in a position now where you've got a manager that you believe or a lot of people believe in, and you're starting to show a bit of progress. So to completely just throw after one loss, as much as people are disappointed because the likes of Chelsea lost and other
Spurs
teams
lost.
lost, you can gain points on. It's understandable, really.
I was just going to say one more thing. I'm kind of vindicated in my criticism of Eriksen on the last podcast as well, where, if I'm going to be brutally honest, he's been 6 out of 10 since he's joined United. I'm going to be honest here. I don't know. I don't really.
I think you should be playing Casemiro and Fred, and then when you want a bit more, even
Casemiro and
McTominay, McTominay comes in.
I think he missed a trick, Ten Hag, in this game. If we're going to dissect this game, why have you continued to play Casemiro, Eriksen, and Donny van de Beek? I'm a bit confused about that one.
Yeah,
it's a Villa, a physical team, like in terms of they're very high press, energetic, and athletic. Yeah, you've got to play Fred, McTominay, and Casemiro. I know it sounds defensive, but you've got to adapt. This is where I rate Ten Hag, and he has his philosophy and his rules and laws. Yeah, but you've got to adapt just to get the points on the board for the minute. Adapt and play players that are suited to these games. That's just waiting to hope and see he does this against Fulham. That's hope that he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think he likes from what I see is he wants Eriksen to just come and pick the ball out from deep. So he's thinking that he's the best.
I'm on the same page as him, whereas he's playing technical players. Eriksen and Donny are more technically, like, kind of astute on the ball as well. But you've got to play one or the other. Don't play both of them as well. And the less said about Donny, the better. He's just, I think we just have to part ways with him, to be honest. I just think it just didn't work out for both parties. And, he's got the man. He just come back from injury. But I don't see enough glimpses for me to be confident that he's going to change it around. I know football's a funny game, Chaz, but we just need to be ruthless with these players. And yeah,
and it's good you said that anyway about Eriksen, because it will be. I'll certainly be interested to see, because I think Fulham away is a big game for you just before the break. So be interesting to see if he goes a bit more physical and thinks a little bit more around maybe getting the result more than
the result, man. It's the last game before the World Cup, for God's sake. We don't want to end it on a loss or a draw, for God's sake. Let's just get the result and just change things if you need to change it. Yeah, that's it really as well. But we move. It's one of them. I won 140 quid from it, so that's my slight W. That's it as well. Like, it's one of them, isn't it? But yeah, that's it really, man. Unai Emery, fair play to him. Good win. I'm sure Villa are going to be good throughout the season. I think they'll get better and better as they go along, really. They got the players.
Yeah, and they will invest in him, I'd imagine.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's my view on that. I guess, do you want to skim over Spurs, Liverpool, or do you want to...
Yeah, I'm happy to quickly.
We're about to hit the hour mark.
I think it's a game that's, big enough to talk about, and we did sort of preview it. Obviously, ended up at the Tottenham Stadium. Tottenham 1, Liverpool 2.
Yeah.
And, well, we've had lots of conversation. I mean, it'd be interesting.
We're going to need to...
If the viewers could see our chat about Conte and Spurs, I'm still waiting for Mallison to come on here and answer some questions. But
I think we're going to need to do a proper video, maybe solely for Spurs, a proper good sit down about that one. Yeah. Maybe when we all get together again before the World Cup starts, do kind of a halfway preview of the season. We'll get where Malison's at, because there's a lot of opposing opinions in the chat and that at the minute. 2-1 Liverpool, obviously. I thought my prediction was going to come true of Liverpool wiping the floor with them when they went 2-0 up in the first half. I thought, here we go, exactly what I said. And Spurs are second half FC at the minute, aren't they? They come back in the second half a lot. And they could have...
Then it nearly looked like my prediction.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, nearly flipped onto your prediction. And they could have won it. They had enough chances to win it in that second half, to be honest. But it's not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to go too far into it because I've got so much to say on it.
Yeah, when we keep an eye out because it will be coming. We will do a proper breakdown to all them Spurs fans.
You need all of us in here,
and you exactly. You'll hear Madison, who is a Spurs fan, and then Arsenal fan, who's direct rivals, a United fan. You'll see some other perspectives. We do feel, from our perspectives, I do believe that me and Nick feel as though they are hanging on to its Conte, so we can't.
The writing's on the wall. I feel like kind of Spurs, yeah. I guess we can go on a bit on Liverpool then, if that's the case. We're going to go more on Spurs. We'll talk a little bit about Liverpool. They got the much they needed that badly. They really need, and now they've capitalized on Chelsea, Spurs, and United all losing and then winning. That's a massive weekend for them now. If they lost that, you would have really found it hard to kind of be positive about Liverpool. But we said this prior on the preview. We said Liverpool, it's the new cycle, but it doesn't mean it's going to be disaster for them as well. So I still believe they're going to get top 4, to be honest, as well. I still...
Well, they now 6-7 points off top 4.
They can get that back. They can get that back.
Or if you're looking at the likes of, Chelsea are only 2 points ahead of them, but
that's mental. Yeah.
And Chelsea will have a tough game in Newcastle. I'm not sure who Tottenham are playing, and you guys have a fairly difficult game against Fulham. So,
and remember, Liverpool is different to Chelsea, Spurs, and United. They have a settled manager there for the last half a decade, so it's not as if they have to adapt too much. They've got mostly a settled team and a settled manager, so it's a lot easier for them to click in and get a winning streak going for them as well.
Yeah, interestingly, I just checked their fixture and they've got Southampton at home. So
that's the perfect. Obviously,
even they can't mess that up. Yeah,
but
that'll come back to bite me.
That'll be. I would love it. That'd be so funny if they end up losing to Southampton with no manager. That'd be fucking hilarious. But I think Liverpool finished. I still think they finished third. I think they finished third this season. To be honest, I'm quite confident of that. We obviously predicted them to finish second, but look at what Arsenal were doing. It wasn't a big difference. We said Arsenal finished third and Liverpool second. I just think it'd be the other way around. I think Arsenal finished second potentially and Liverpool finished third.
And then are you still, I know I'm getting off track probably about what we're doing right now, but are you looking at now what you've seen Newcastle could be the 4th team, or you still feel a Spurs?
I feel like we need to do an update video on them as well. We've done our early video in the season.
Ultimately, I think that mid-season
the review. We need that. We need that a good hour and a half, 2 hour kind of thing.
We go through a lot of teams, to be honest.
Yeah. Newcastle, they're outside shouts. I still don't think they're going to get top 4 though. As well, to be honest, they could get 5th maybe as well, but they're not going to get top 4. Like Eddie Howe's an absolute miracle worker, but there's limitations to this. That's the thing.
So more of a Tottenham Chelsea battle, or are you giving it to a team
for 4th? Yeah.
If that's that top 3 that you said.
God, why? I'd love to back my own team to get it as well. But
you can throw United in, but I'm just saying.
It's one of them that Chelsea are in transition now as well. Spurs are, as I said, the writing's on the wall. If we could get lucky, this could be our moment to pip in as well. But let's just see how quickly Potter can change things around at Chelsea. That's the thing as well. I don't think Spurs. Where did we say Spurs were in our preview? I think we said Spurs 4th, didn't we?
Yeah, because we put Arsenal 3rd and City and Liverpool.
And Chelsea 5th. Yeah. So I don't think Spurs are getting top 4 at the minute.
If they continue the way they're going, obviously we're looking for a change. The only thing
they might get lucky though, Chaz, because Chelsea and United aren't consistent. That's the thing. So
there's a lot of question marks around all 3 of them teams.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I know you're saying you don't think Newcastle will do it, but Newcastle must be thinking this could be our chance as well. So, the thing with Tottenham, the thing that worries me is I do feel that Conte is a manager that will struggle to change. So if you're thinking of big changes or tactical changes, I think he's quite stubborn in it will work on his tactics. Now, it has worked at previous clubs, but we'll see.
Yeah, obviously, we give him a lot of slack. Shout out to Salah, 2 goals in a big game away from home as well.
Yeah, and I thought Nunes linked up with him quite well.
Yeah. I did manage to watch that game, so yeah, it is what it is. Salah will always divide opinion for us, but we'll never be able to argue with his numbers and his impact on the Premier League.
At the end of the day, he's gone away from home, got 2 goals.
Yeah, I saw such a stupid stat that against Big 16 since he's joined Liverpool, he's got like 44 goals and 12 assists or something like that. It's ridiculous, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that really. I thought we could wrap it up there, innit?
Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell for when we upload. Obviously, pretty much every week now we're doing a Fallen Giants review and preview, so we will go live every week.
Last one's of the week now. Last one's of the week coming up, yeah.
And then we will implode all the World Cup content that is coming. So lots to be coming, streaming wise as well. Thanks for watching and peace.